Imagine if John Wick and the Naked Gun had a baby. That baby's name will be Nobody 2. The Nobody franchise went from action crime to action comedy for some reason. I even had to check the IMDb's because I thought I was in early stage dementia. This does not in any way take away from the film. The first half gives you an everyday man kind of feel of working endless hours to provide for your family while the family is missing your presence. The effect on the marriage and how things can spiral back into the same routine that they tried to get away from in the first film, all the while interspersing action scenes to keep the story moving. I will warn you, the action goes from serious to goofy to downright mustache twirling villains just chewing up the scenes. The film directly follows up on the events of the first Nobody, and the consequences of his action in that film is being explored here while adding a new dynamic and ultimately making things worse for Hutch in the process. Might as well call this Nobody Chapter 2. The good thing is, you don't need to know the story from the previous film to understand this one. This isn't an action comedy in the sense of telling jokes, it's more of over-the-top line delivery by the villains and batshit crazy action scenes. If you've seen Five Nights at Willy's Wonderland, you know what I mean. And you know what? I'm fine with that. Because the filmmaker didn't just drop us into a completely different genre, we slowly transition from the tone of the first film to Naked Gun light by the end of this film. The action scenes are creative and enjoyable. My favorite has to be the arcade sequence, which you saw in the trailer.
Used to handle things. I left my phone.
Hutch, no!
The film suffered by the end in terms of story. There are certain scenes that tell me there was a different ending, but all in all, it was an enjoyable film. I imagine that Nobody 3 will just be Naked Gun, balls to the wall action comedy, jokes and all. I'd have to give this a 2.5 out of 5 stars. The film delivered entertainment wise, but failed to stick to the tone of the first movie. That's all I got for you guys today. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.